Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with another 1000 Gamerscore report, and today we're talking about South Park Snow Day. This is the third game in recent memory of South Park. The first two were very different than this one. This is a 3D action adventure game, third-person view, three-dimensional characters. The previous games were, 2D side-scroller type. Maybe 2.5D. I think you could, move in and out of the screen, but everything was that classic South Park look, and now they've switched to kind of the 3D models for this game. People say it's a rogue-like, and I can see why. I don't really buy it. I wouldn't classify it that way, but it does have some rogue-like elements to it. And it is very different than those other South Park games. People often describe those two previous games as kind of like a South Park movie, right? Every episode of the show was an episode, and those games were like these big epic stories that were befitting of a movie more than an episode of a show. And if they're movies, then this game is a commercial for the movie, maybe. It's much smaller in scale. It feels less refined. It feels less put together. It's short, and it's bite-sized and modular, and it's really different, and it's still fine. It's a good game, but if you're thinking it's the third one of those previous games, Stick of Truth and The Fractured But Whole, it's not. It is a different animal altogether. But today we're focusing on the achievements, so let's get into it. There are 32 achievements in the base game for 1,000 total gamer score. Now this game, it's built for DLC, right? I think I've seen interviews with the developers and the creators talking about how they wanted this game to be more episodic in nature. They can add chapters, they can add new stories kind of very quickly, and the game is definitely built for that. At the time of this video, a month, maybe two or so after the release of the game, there is no story-based, significant, achievement-related DLC. There's tons of cosmetics and weapon upgrades and, different things that change how your character looks, but nothing that adds achievements or that adds story to the game. I think that will change, so depending on when you're seeing this video, that may no longer be accurate, but as of now, that's the case. 32 achievements for that 1,000 gamer score. Total time to reach that 1,000 gamer score, well, this is really good news. It's a weekend game. It's 10, maybe 12 hours, depending on your luck, depending on how hard you go. There's a couple of little grindy things, and some of them are RNG based. So depending on how fast you go will change the investment. But again, it is quick. You can get through this really fast, which is again another departure from the previous two games. They were much longer and epic in scope, a lot of hunting down certain things in order to get all of the achievements. And this one, it's very quick and pretty much straight to the point. So what's involved in getting that 1,000 gamer score? It's mostly playing through the story, and the story it's a little bit different. Again, comparing it to those previous games, if that's what you know, this game is broken into very specific chapters. I think it's 5 total chapters, and each one is kind of its own contained little replayable bite. There's an intro. There's you select the powers. This is where the roguelite element comes in. You can choose upgrades and then ultimate, and then you do the run, you play the chapter, you fight a boss at the end, and then you come back to kind of like the hub screen, which again, another roguelike element, before doing your next run. And so 5 total chapters, you need to play through them all, and then you need to replay them over and over again to satisfy certain conditions for the achievements. Get kills with certain weapons, do something in a certain amount of time, use a certain power in a certain way on a certain enemy. That's the idea. Is online activity required? And unfortunately, the answer is yes. One of the cool things this game does is when you play through the story, if you're playing solo, you get 3 additional NPC buddies that kind of help you out. They can revive you, they can attack, they can distract the enemies. That's great. And if you choose to, you can go online, and those buddies will actually be other players. You can join other people's games, you can host and have people join you, and that's cool. Co-op is always welcome. It's always a nice addition. However, they tied an achievement to the co-op play, and it's one of those classic viral achievements. Basically, you need to play co-op online with another person who has the viral achievement. And yes, that is on its face very easy. Almost the first time you play an online game or join somebody's game, you'll almost always get this right away. The problem is, I don't know if you'll always be able to do that. The weekend that I had this game, it was very close to its release date. I mean, within the first month, maybe two weeks after its release, I couldn't find an online co-op partner at some prime playing times. Like Friday evening, I tried to join a game on certain chapters and couldn't join. I tried to host a game and people wouldn't join. Now I still got it, the next day, 6 hours later. It wasn't like the servers were completely dead, that there was nobody playing, but there were certain times where I couldn't find co-op matches or games to join. And so in 6 months from now, in 3 months from now, certainly in 2 years from now, are you going to be able to get online cooperative people to play with you to get this achievement? I don't know. I don't think so. And that for me is a huge red flag. This is an achievement that you just may not be able to get because they put in this weird viral thing. Now, maybe they'll fix it. Maybe they'll give the co-op partners the ability to give you the viral achievement, or they'll do something. But right now, there's no way to do this, and I see this as a big potential problem for the future, so that will heavily affect the score at the end of the video.
Look at these stupid assholes.
Surprisingly, there are no collectible achievements. This is kind of the exact game that you would expect to find them. Hunt for some little thing in every corner of every chapter and collect them all to maybe upgrade your character or do some special unlock or power or cosmetic or whatever. Nope, they don't have it in this one, which is good, I guess. Hunting for collectibles can be annoying and you don't have to do it in this game, so that's great. Technically, only one playthrough is needed. There's no need to replay levels for different choices or difficulty. There's no difficulty-based achievements. There are difficulties in the game, but you don't have to play on easy to unlock medium, to play on hard to get an achievement. There's nothing really related to that. However, as I said earlier, you will be replaying pretty much every chapter many times over in order to target specific enemies and to do the other things that you need to do to unlock those very specific achievements that sometimes require this. You got to go to level A with power B to kill enemy C 14 times, right? And there's not 14 of those enemies, so you're going to have to do it at least 3 times. That's just how these achievements work. So what's the hardest achievement in the game? I'm going to pick Marsh Pooper here. This is 70 gamer score, basically for finishing chapter 3 in 25 minutes. The achievement isn't super difficult on its face. I actually have a separate achievement guide directed to this achievement so you can see it. And I actually accomplished it the first time I was trying to get the achievement. Not my first playthrough. If you don't have the upgraded powers or anything like that, you're not going to be able to do this in the required time. But the first time I was like, okay, I'm nearing end game. I've got most of my powers. I'm upgraded. I'm ready to go. I'm familiar with the game and the mechanics. I'm going to try and see if I can get this achievement. I got it on the first run. So it's not that its difficulty is high, but it's the only one that has this hard requirement where you can fail. You can go 25 minutes into the run, and if you kill the final boss in 25 minutes and 2 seconds, you won't know, you'll kill the boss, you won't get the achievement, and you'll have to do it over again. So you can fail and have to restart, where almost every other achievement in this game is kind of a grind. If you play through the chapter and you kill 2 vampires, well, you've got 2 of the 10 vampires. Now you'll play through the next time and hopefully you'll get 2 more, right? You're always making progress, whereas this one you can fail and have to reset and start over. The most annoying achievement in the game, and there's probably about 6 to 12 that I could pick. There are some weird, annoying achievements. If you're playing solo, I'm gonna pick Impotent Vengeance. This is 20 gamer score, and it requires that you toot or fart on a boss when you're dead, when you're downed. So the game has a mechanic, if you get taken out, you lose all your health, you do the crawl thing from I don't know, Gears of War or some of the COD games. You can crawl and you can be revived even by your NPC allies. If you're playing solo, they'll come over and they'll try to res you. So the problem is you need to be at the end boss. So you have to invest a pretty significant amount of time, 15, 20 minutes or so, to get to the end boss. And then if you're playing solo, you have to let the boss take you out, which usually is fine. Once you get to a certain point, you're going to be tanky and it might be difficult. But early on, not a big problem to let the boss take you down. But then you crawl super slow. So hopefully you get taken down, you press the 2 button. It's just like up on the D-pad. So you get taken down, you press it, and you get the achievement, and it's great. But if you get taken out, if you get knocked back, and you have to like crawl to the boss, then you're relying on your allies to come and revive you, and they're not great at that. So they may all get taken out. So you make it to the boss, you're ready, you get down, you're like, okay, I'm gonna crawl over to him. Oh, he's too far away. Allies, get me up so I can try again. They all get taken out, and you lose the run. If that happens, you kick back to the hub world, and you got to start over again. So doing this solo is pretty crappy because of that risk of failure again. You could be at the boss, big time investment, not do it. Your NPC allies get taken out, they don't revive you, and you have to do it all over again. If you play co-op, this is super easy. You can get down, and you've got 3 human players who are gonna not get wiped out. They're gonna get you back up. So hopefully you can get down. Hopefully you're close enough, you can toot. And if not, they'll get you up, and then you can try again without much risk of worrying about wiping and going all the way back for a fresh run. If you're not playing solo, then that one's probably not too bad. I'm gonna pick middle management. This is 20 gamer score for reviving an ally with a cheesed necro. And yeah, just all of those conditions is what makes this so annoying. So one of the abilities is to cheese the enemy, which like charms them and puts them temporarily on your side. So you have to be at a specific enemy that I think only spawns in one section of one chapter. So you have to pick that chapter, get to that location, and then have the necros there. I think they're always there, but there might be a chance that sometimes they don't. You get another enemy type. Crazy. But anyway, pick the chapter, get to this section, find one of the necros, convert them to your side. Then you need one of your allies to go down, and then you need the necro to use the ability to revive them. So there's a whole lot of RNG there. There's a whole lot of like letting AI-controlled NPC characters and enemies and charmed enemies for a limited amount of time do a specific thing that you need to do that you can't control. It's a mess. And again, there's like 3 other achievements that are in this same vein where you need a specific power on a specific enemy a specific number of times, and it's all kind of nonsense. But again, you can complete all of the achievements in that 10 to 12 hours. So none of it's bad, even if you fail. The reruns are quick. The chapters aren't that long. So it's annoying, but it's not that big of a deal, and you can definitely get through it. So final rating for South Park Snow Day in terms of the achievements. Now, unfortunately, it's a 2 out of 10, and almost all of that negative rating is based on that viral achievement. I really think in 3 months' time, you're going to be completely blocked out from getting the 1,000 gamer score. Like, you're just going to go online and sit in the queue for hours. Are you going to go into an online forum and maybe find somebody to play the game with you? Yeah, that's awful. I hate that. I can't believe they did that. Now, I will say, to again, future-proof a little bit, if they fix that, if they do something to give everybody the viral achievement, or you can get it solo somehow, or you can get it from the NPC characters, something, if you play online and NPCs join you and they give you the viral achievement, if they do something to fix this, which isn't the current state of the game right now, then this game would get a 9 out of 10. Again, it's very quick. The achievements kind of make sense. It's just a little bit of grindy stuff. It's use all the powers. It's find all the enemies and kill them a certain number of times in a certain number of way. Find these interesting interactions. Like, this is all great stuff. The big elephant in the room for me is just that viral achievement, and a game that I'm worried won't have a very long shelf life in terms of its online cooperative component. So, 2 out of 10 in its current state. Hopefully they fix it. And if so, I highly encourage that you go out and get this one. It's an easy 1,000 gamer score with that one caveat aside. So the earlier you play it, the more likely other people will be too. And then you'll be able to secure that 1,000 gamer score. Good luck. Thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next time.